Grazie. Onorevole Girling per 3 minuti.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, Commissioner. Although the Climate Change Summit next week in New York is not part of the UNFCCC negotiations, not part of the process that we've all got so used to, it is an important gathering which arguably I think may be actually more important than these set-piece COP events, which are often seen by the public as being very inflexible and rather frenzied and a little bit unintelligible. I think actually Ban Ki-moon's initiative in New York has the opportunity to engage the imagination of the public in a much more meaningful way. So I look forward to that because I think it could have real political influence. Of course, all the parties present in New York have already committed to agreeing a new global legally binding deal by COP21 in Paris. In the ECR, we recognise that developed countries need to take a leading role in the reduction of emissions. But we've always questioned the sense in forging too far ahead too quickly with unilateral action. That action may disadvantage the EU economy without any real impact on greenhouse gas emissions, and this has been a constant theme in the 5 years I've been in this Parliament. At times it seemed that the EU really has been acting alone. And I know people talk about that as leadership, but there's another way of looking at that is isolation. But I'm pleased to say that I think this rather lonely position seems to be changing. And again, I'm delighted that this meeting is actually taking place in New York, in the United States. I think it's fitting as a venue, as we see at long last some real and meaningful action from the US government. The US government's climate power plan is a real step forward, and I really do welcome that this summer. And China, that other giant economic power, is committed to implementing a carbon market by 2020, along with tangible targets for emissions reductions. So the news is, I think, becoming more optimistic. And this is the context for Ban Ki-moon's meeting in New York. As I understand it, the Climate Summit will concentrate on highlighting the benefits of taking action, not just the cataclysmic Armageddon-style warnings, but looking at the real positives for the future of climate action. For too long we've been lectured and hectored about our obligations. It's high time that the tone was changed and that the moral high ground ceded to a spirit of true global cooperation and recognition of mutual benefits. And we just need to look at the energy market as an example of where those two issues have become juxtaposed, I think to the benefit of us all. So it seems that the New York meeting will be taking us in that direction, and I wish it every success. And indeed, to echo Peter Liese, I wish also Commissioner Hedegaard you success in whatever you're doing next.
Thank you. And the next speaker is Mr. Erben-Jan Gerbrandy.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. And I would also like to start by thanking Commissioner Hedegaard for her dedication and incredible fighting spirit the last couple of years. Madam Chair, it normally takes quite some pressure